Lebanese Ether, Freestyle Drive, Season 3, Episode 8. Got a special guest with me today, Spills.
Yes, sir.
From Brooklyn. We're in Brooklyn right now.
Yes, sir.
This is Crown Heights.
Crown Heights.
This is where you grew up at?
This is the hood where I grew up at, man.
How was it like growing up in Crown Heights, Brooklyn?
Oh, man, it was an adventure. It was, it was definitely something to really talk about. There was always something happening outside, you know what I'm saying? And if you weren't outside, you definitely missed out, so, you know what I'm saying?
That was the social media before the social media?
It was social media before anything, before cell phones and texting and all that. It was screaming at the top of your lungs out to somebody's window like, yo, come outside, it's time, you know what I'm saying? So
let's chill or whatever.
Crown Heights, taught me some great lessons, man. I had my good times and bad times, but I definitely got taught some great lessons growing up out here, man.
Has the neighborhood changed a lot?
It's changed.
So they
it's
talk
changed.
About Brooklyn's changing, gentrification and all that. Have you seen that affect
significantly, man? Yeah? Significantly, man. We got every type of person you could think of living in the hood now that you never expect, to make that transition. But with time, everything changes. So, you adapt to it. To me, it's the same hood. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because you've been here for since you was a kid. Yeah. So a lot of these newcomers to you, it's like it's still your neighborhood.
Yeah,
to them,
man. It's like nothing changed. People come and they like, oh my God. It's like, it's same old, nothing different. You know what I mean?
So when did you start getting into MCing? Was you always into writing rhymes first and rapping, or was you into the other elements in the beginning?
Man, I wasn't always into writing rhymes. Like my thing was music. Like I loved music. You know what I'm saying? And I was always good at remembering songs really quick. My friends, my peers around me, they were actually the ones that actually MC'd, and I was more of quote unquote the groupie, you know what I'm saying? Because I love music, so I'm gonna support my dudes.
Understood. Okay.
So that's where it kind of started for me.
So you just wanted to be with the music, not necessarily the artist or the main, whatever. Like you just wanted to be in that music environment, but at that time you wasn't thinking as an artist.
I wasn't thinking of that because I didn't have no heart for rhyming, really. You know what I'm saying? Like I could rhyme other people's stuff, but I never thought to myself like, yo, I'm gonna start rapping my damn self. But later on, being the person that I was, my guys encouraged me like, yo, why don't you start dabbling with it and see what comes out of it? And I took the chance and wrote my first rhyme. And when I wrote my first rhyme, they was like, yo,
you remember what your first rhyme was that
yo,
you wrote?
I can't remember it for the life of me. And the crazy thing is, I walked around with that paper in my back pocket for like a year. So if anybody wanted to hear something, that was what I pulled out and let them hear. And when I wrote it, my dudes was like, yo, you ain't write that. And I purposely took the paper out of my notebook just to show them like, yo, I wrote this down myself.
That's
and they
my
were so
they
were so they were impressed by it, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, yo, keep writing. And from that day I kept writing, and what you see is what you get now.
Now you're doing your thing, man. I mean, I know you dropped a mixtape a few years ago. Was it 2014 or so?
2014, yeah.
Spilly the Truth mixtape.
Yes.
Okay. What led you to do that? What beats did you use? Was it beats that was out at the time? Was it old school? Like what was it? Original beats, people you knew? What was you doing at the time with that mixtape?
At the time with the production of that mixtape, I had a lot of help from Duck Down.
Okay, nice.
Buckshot had a hand in it as well too. Okay. And instead of doing,
he's on the album too.
He's on the album. Nice. Yes, he is featured on the album. Shout out to Buckshot.
No doubt.
But we my camp always heard a unique sound in me, so we didn't want to go the direction of using industry beats.
Got you. Okay.
So we went looking for new talent, new producers. Went on SoundClick. He fished through the beat. My producer Two Shot fished through the beats. Handpicked them, let me listen to them. If I liked it, I'm like, yeah. If I didn't like it, I'm like, nah. And, we started putting together that mixtape. And, with the relationship that a lot of those guys have, because, they're older than me, they had relationships.
How did that relationship start? Did it start with this mixtape? You were relationship with Duck Down and Buckshot?
Before, I knew those guys. I was much younger, of course, but, they were from the hood, you know what I'm saying? So who didn't know a Buckshot, right?
Gotcha.
Sean Price, you know what I'm saying? Ruck, Steel, Tech, they were all in the vicinity of the hood. So you saw them, I had older cousins that, were cool with them and things of that nature. So it wasn't a situation where, you know, I was unfamiliar with them. So as I was coming up, you know, I always used to run into Buckshot and I'd press him. I'd tell him like, yo, I'm rapping now and I'm nice. Like, I got fire. And he'd always say to me, well, you know what you got to do. And it would baffle me because I'd be like, what the hell? Like, tell me what I got to do. Like, if I knew what I had to do, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I'd be on stage with you somewhere. But he was like, you know what you got to do. And one day he told me, he was like, yo, get your buzz up. And when he told me that, I was determined. Like, it was almost like a challenge. Like, he gave me a challenge. And
so
I was
this is like a few years before the mixtape?
This is a few years before the mixtape. So I just started, you know, getting my buzz up. I had opened up for the Locks at Syracuse University.
Nice, okay.
You know, I was doing open mics at the Pyramid every Sunday. You know, doing that grind. You know what I'm saying? Every talent showcase I was entering. Like, I was all over the place. Like, anything that had to deal with music, I was in that shit. And I finally started getting a little buzz, and they decided, you know what, let's put something out and see how the people react to it. And that's where the Spill the Truth mixtape came into play.
Nice. So you came back to Buckshot like, yo, my buzz is up now.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, like,
I'm ready.
It wasn't even I had to come back. Like, word was getting around to him.
Nice.
And one night we were in the studio, and I was recording Call of Duty.
Which is on that mixtape?
Yeah. And the producer was like, yo, I think we should throw Buck on this shit. And I said, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And a phone call was made, and in about 45 minutes, Buck was at the studio.
That's dope, bro. That's
Energy, hopping up and down like, yo, Spells, we gonna get this shit cracking. And he's ready. And I watched that man walk back and forth in the room for like 15 minutes. And within 15 minutes, he had a verse. And I was so fucking amazed. Like, yo.
That's awesome. That's great. I mean, that's dope for him too, for supporting a local artist,
Definitely.
another local cat. You know
that was very big for me. It really showed his character as a person, because it wasn't like, you know, he wanted anything out of it. Like, he genuinely wanted to see me succeed, and he genuinely heard something in me when, you know, I started spitting, when he actually started paying attention.
I mean, obviously he collaborated on the he went on the album, more than one song too. So you got 2 songs with him on the album.
Him, yes.
That's a great co-sign right there. You know what I'm saying? To start off your first mixtape with Ducktown Cats. You know, it's super dope. That's super dope. How was the response to that mixtape?
The response was very good. It was well received. I got like over like 100,000 downloads on it.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
So it was really well received. I had did a video for I Wanna Do, which is one of the joints that's on there. My directors, Brody Smith and Initial Wesley, they put together all the visuals for my videos that you see on YouTube. Dollar in the Dream, Contact, all those videos that you see.
So you work with the same team for the most part?
Same team, yeah, same team from day one.
And where can people check out that album if they want to listen to it?
They can go to Dat Piff and check it out. My SoundCloud / Mr. Spills has the tracks up there. They can check it out up there as well too.
So you go by Spills, but I also see you go as Mr. Spills, Mr. King Spills, King Spills.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's always a situation where I feel like every time I feel like I've evolved in my music and my craft, I become a different person. And the last evolution for me was that King Spills evolution. Like, I felt like I was wearing my own crown. That's why I feel like when, you know, a lot of people are making a big thing with the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine kid talking about he's the king of New York or whatever. Like, that doesn't shake me in any way, shape, or form, because in our own rights, we're all kings. You know what I'm saying? In our own right. It's
like,
all about.
Why even feed into it or whatever?
Like, I'm like, y'all listening to this guy like I
don't like to criticize, but ain't nobody think he's the king of New York. I mean, seriously, ain't nobody really think that. You know, maybe a couple of groupies or whatever, and good for them. Right. If your fans think you're the king, good for you. You built that relationship. They like your music, but nobody's taking that seriously. I'm just saying, like, we got hyped up. All it did was help him, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the negative shit helps that dude's music career, it looks like. But yeah, we getting off on this.
Yeah, I mean, man.
Why so much passion about this new dude?
You know, like, I like I understand. You know, there's a lot of hip hop fans out there that you can't deny, and they're not gonna stand for that shit. And you know, they gonna voice their opinion. Like I said,
you say that? Exactly,
me
yeah.
personally, like I said, I feel like I'm a king in my own right. You know what I'm saying? And I carry my crown well. And I respect the craft, and I respect the people before me that inspired me to do it. And it's not a situation where I'm looking to sit on anybody's throne, especially if somebody's been there before.
No
like,
doubt.
I want my own seat.
Exactly. You're gonna build your own lane and everything. I mean, I think because New York, you know, as artists and fans and everything, you know, we get sensitive sometimes because it's like New York. We feel like New York is constantly getting attacked and shit.
Right.
We lost the crown during the South era.
Yeah.
And like now you have this dude claiming he repping New York, and then he saying he's a king in New York. So like all the real New York has like, hell's no, we're not.
It's ugly, man. It's
we're
ugly.
not gonna tolerate that.
It's ugly, man. It's getting ugly out here.
Yeah, man. So what you working on now? I know you recently been working with P-Rock. You planning on dropping an album this year, but also before that, let's talk about you planning on dropping a mixtape before the official album.
I got a mixtape that I've been working for the last couple of months.
Almost. What's the name of it?
It's called the King Spills Project.
King Spills Project.
It's basically finished. I'm taking all the right steps on the release because a lot of people are anticipating my music. You know, they following me. They're real supportive of what I'm doing. So I want to make sure when I put this out, I give them something that they can hold on to for years to come. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be real good. It's no features on it.
This is the mixtape you're talking about?
Yeah. It's no features on it. Like, I went in on this mixtape by myself. And I feel like I needed to do that to basically prove that I could hold my own.
Okay.
You know, J. Cole did it and went platinum with no features.
Gotcha.
And I appreciate when artists can give you all of themselves.
But this is a mixtape. You're still going to do it with the mixtape? You're like, F it, I'm going to do that route with the mixtape?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to put myself to a challenge. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a great challenge for me with people respecting the type of genre of artist that I am. That I stick to that hip-hop platform, you know? So that's the direction I'm going with that mixtape. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun mixtape.
That's all, what about production? It's all original
as far as production,
well?
It's all in-house original production from, you know, dudes that I've met over the years, as far as, you know, me building up my Instagram page, you know, dudes that I've already known. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to do it that way to also, you know, put those people out there too, because they deserve a chance just like me. And I feel like, you know, me getting this opportunity, I could, you know, help other people along the way and boost their career, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And me not looking for nothing out of it because of the simple fact that they saw something in me as well too.
So you dropping, was the mixtape, were you planning on dropping this mixtape regardless, or are you dropping it kind of in anticipation of the P-Rock release?
I was going to drop it regardless, but now it is kind of like an anticipation before
like
the P-Rock.
A build-up for that. Like,
definitely. It's a little appetizer.
Okay. How did this P-Rock relationship happen, man? This you know, you linking up with him and, you know, making a whole album together.
By accident.
Legendary producer right there. That's another amazing cosign to have, you know what I'm saying? On a resume or whatever.
It was by accident.
Okay.
It was by accident. I'm telling you right now. I was working Foot Action, 125th. I was running that Foot Action up there in Harlem. And Pete Rock walked in one day looking for some kicks.
All right.
And
this is crazy. This is how it started. Damn, all right.
When I looked up, I seen it was him. And I was like, oh shit, Pete Rock. And you know, I went up to him, I greeted him, and he told me what he was looking for. And unfortunately, we didn't have it. Make a long story short, I'm like, yo, you know what, not for nothing, you know, I got some plugs with kicks. I could probably get these for you. And he trusted me enough to give me his number. We exchanged numbers, and we was keeping in contact as far as the kick situation. I never pressed him as me being, you know, an MC, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to, you know, just jump into it like that, because I'm pretty sure he's been through that damn near all his life with people pressing him like, yo, P-Rock, listen to this. But make a long story short, I was on Instagram one day and I had just dropped my Contact video. And, you know, it has the Pete Rock reference in there. And I was posting the video one evening and I said, you know what, I'm going to just take a chance and tag him and see if he sees it and see if he likes it. And I tagged him and posted the video. And I remember waking up because I had took a nap. I woke up and I had so many messages on my phone. People like, yo, you got a legend reposting your shit. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I got seen another message and my cousin's like, yo, go look at Pete Rock's page. on a text message I got. So I immediately went to the page and it was posted up there and he had a thumbs up and I was like, oh shit. And
that was
from
a great
there,
push right there.
what?
Yeah,
That push was like, yo, all right, now you gotta take this shit and fucking run with it, like haul ass with it. And that's what I did. Like I used that momentum from that Pete Rock cosign, and from that day when people connected me with him, it was like, oh, okay. So people started looking more. So of course I started doing more work. I started putting out more freestyles, and that's where the serial killer was
serial
birthed.
killer, I want to talk about that. So that's
Yeah.
kind of what led to that series, basically.
Yes.
It's still ongoing, the serial killer.
Yes, it's gonna be some new episodes. I've been actually going back and forth with like General Mills and Kellogg to see if we could work something out. If something doesn't work out, I'm still gonna do it because I actually built a nice fan base.
Because it's a fun concept.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about it. What's the concept? Basically, it's you rapping with a different box of cereal every time, and you do a freestyle over instrumental. How, like, what do you do?
So basically, that's the premise of it. It was actually started by my kids. That was started by my kids.
Your kids.
My kids started that. So I can't take the full credit
Gotcha.
for it. My kids are actually the creators of the serial killer.
That's dope. All right.
So you know, different breakfast cereals. You know, I take a look at the box and I wonder how I could, you know, playfully talk about these characters on the box because most cereals have characters.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then the ones that don't have characters, you know, I make references to the cereals in a nice witty way where the audience can relate to it.
Okay.
And it relates to young and old because I don't curse in any of the freestyles.
Okay.
Anybody checked out the page.
Nice. So you made
There's
that more
not a
kid
curse.
friendly,
Yeah,
more
very,
family friendly.
very kid friendly.
Do you not curse in all your music, or was it mostly was it just that?
With my music, the funny thing is with my music, I curse, but I've been told a lot of the times when they hear my material that you can, like, you don't even hear the curses sometimes because it's not so much
It's
of
not the
it.
dominant. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I try to really.
Because you spit in bars too.
Yeah,
so
and I have a very extensive vocabulary, so I'm not gonna sit up there and use a curse word out of every other bar because I don't have that type of frustration in me to be cursing all the goddamn time.
Okay.
You know, like I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bad day, not a bad life. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear me going in cursing on the track, it was probably a bad day that day, and I just got it out that day. But other than that, my content is fairly clean. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you're gonna get that curse here and there, but it's not.
Because I don't notice you cursing really. That's why I mentioned.
Yeah, you know, and
yeah.
I've been working on that because I feel like you can express yourself without having to use, you know, that negative type of language.
And
know?
I mean, the good thing about the serial killer, it appeals to, like, you know, families and kids, and because serial kids carried, you know, all that, the whole thing.
Right.
So it's a clean version for the most part.
Right.
And how many have you done? You've done a lot of them. You have a whole Instagram page.
I
dedicated
think
to it.
it's at 36 episodes. I want to say about 36 episodes right now.
I saw some of the comments. It's like you can't satisfy everybody. So I saw some of the comments like, but it's all sugary, unhealthy cereal.
You know,
spills.
and the crazy part is, and I had to explain to people, I'm like, little do they know, my kids are not big cereal eaters. They're not cereal. I'm not a big cereal eater.
It's just a concept.
It's a concept that I came up with, and somebody asked me, they like, yo, you buy all those cereals? And I'm like, no, dickhead. I don't buy the cereal.
And if you bought it for to do the damn freestyle, it's $1.99 to buy. Whatever, I'm just saying, like,
whatever the case may be. But of course, I was smart about it. Like, and you know, I'm from the hood. I'm respected in the hood. Even down to the guy that owns the supermarket knows I'm an MC. So when I did the concept, I went into him and I said, yo, look, listen, I'm doing these serial killer freestyles.
Nice.
He even allowed me one day to record in there, which
dope.
I never got to do.
These are Arab dudes that you be rapping with?
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm gonna buy these cereals, I'm gonna do my thing, and I'm gonna come back and just exchange them. So I only actually paid for one box. I was just exchanging for the ones that I wanted.
Like, you know, what I'm trying to say is, like, you can't do nothing without somebody on,
Of course not. I got posted on Michael Rappaport's page the other day, and people were going in, like
a different freestyle?
Different freestyle. Okay. I did a Craig Mack freestyle, a tribute freestyle. And Michael Rappaport loved that shit. And he posted on his page. Shout out to Michael Rappaport. It's his birthday today.
Okay.
So happy birthday, shout out to Michael Rappaport. You know, you had the typical haters up there. And I'm like, you know, maybe if you had some talent, he'd repost your shit too. Like, just let me be me. But at the end of the day, I know when you're doing something great, people are going to attack you regardless of the fact. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I love things like that because it shows me like I have some type of talent that people recognize and they have to say something about it. So I got your attention for
you got their attention.
5, 6 seconds,
it,
whatever
exactly.
the case may be. So it's all good.
Even
man.
if you hate and you still
you
got the view, whatever you gave me the view.
It's all good. You gave me the view. I love it. I love it.
You went out your way to comment that you don't like it. You help them with the algorithm and keep the video going. You know, thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Those are the people that I call my friends. Those are my real friends. The ones that are honest about.
So you did the serial killer. You it's still ongoing. I mean, I guess you can throw in a couple of healthy brands in there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and they're gonna get killed regardless.
Do some vegan cereal,
gonna get killed regardless.
Some vegan healthy, some soy milk. You know what I'm saying?
I could do something like that. It's all good. I could do the off-brand joints. You know what I'm saying?
The off-brand, exactly.
The O's, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man.
So I mean, how do you feel about the hip hop scene right now? Since you were a New York artist, you were a Brooklyn artist. I mean, how do you feel overall about what the scene is? Do you like what you've seen? A lot of dope artists out there. Do you feel like it's saturated with a lot of commercial crap? How would you describe the hip hop scene right now?
I'm confused. I'm very confused, and I'm gonna be honest with you because I'm an '80s baby, raised in the '90s, and in that era of hip hop, it was easy to identify. Now, I don't know. Like, I don't know no more, man. Like,
okay.
I really don't know. So, if this is a test that I'm being given, just give me an F right now, because I don't know. I don't know anymore. Like, every genre is hip hop. Like, they call trap music hip hop. And I didn't create hip hop, so I can't say what's hip hop and what's not. I can only tell you what I'm familiar with. And if I'm familiar with a certain type of hip hop, don't kill me because of that. And it's not a situation where I'm not willing to change because I've listened to trap music. I've caught myself singing it sometimes, but it's not something that I wake up and say,
that's the first thing I want to put on and listen to.
No, because it's going to make me feel a way. Like, people don't understand. Music makes you feel a way. It makes you feel a way. You don't play certain songs unless you're in a certain mood. If you getting up and it's your birthday and you hype, you're going to play some shit that's going to make you hype. So you're going to think about a song that resonates to you to be like, yo, this my shit right here. I'm playing this fucking DOS Effects because this shit gets me hype. Or I'm playing Onyx Slam. I'm taking it back today. I wanted to take me to a place when I first heard this song on Yo MTV Raps or Video Music Box. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go back that far and remember, Ralph McDaniels showing that one video that we all had to see.
No doubt, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, today's hip hop is almost like it's not up in the air.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I feel like it's not memorable. Like, it's not something that I'm gonna listen to 10 years from now.
Right, and
whereas the majority of the '90s stuff, I will be listening to in the future. Maybe because that's just the era.
Hey,
I don't know.
I got an 11-year-old son, and he listens to Slick Rick. He listens to Rakim. He listens
good music is good music.
To Big Daddy Kane. And this is not me forcing this on him. This is him hearing me play this stuff and him liking what he hears, and then him going researching more, because there's been songs that he's played that I'm saying to myself, like, I never played this song for him. How does he know this song? But kids are going to be drawn to what they like. Every kid is not going to be that Little Pump or Little Xan fan or that Uzi fan. As opposed to where you have those kids that they need that Uzi or they need that little Yachty in their life. You know, so...
Yeah, I can see, teenagers needing that. I mean, every age has its, you might relate to that, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like the rock kids who was into certain type of rock shit at certain ages. He was into that more, gothic, heavy, satanic shit at some age. Then you go out of it, the little Xan and all those, like the little satanic hip hop. And I don't believe in that Illuminati. I'm just fucking around. I'm not claiming anything like this secret society shit.
We not
I'm just joking, but I'm just that's like that type of genre for hip hop in a sense. But it's like, that's why radio is so important, I mean, like, after radio, they're not, it's like it's a lost game, but it is important for our kids if they're hearing this song 20 times a day. If they was playing the Slick Rick 20 times a day, then our kids would like that shit too. They like the Rakim, they like the J. Cole, Kendrick, even some new, they like the Mr. Spills joint if he was being played, you know? So that's why I don't buy the argument that some of the radio programmers try to say people aren't gravitated to this music.
Right.
They want to hear the club shit.
Right.
Is that true? If we play it another joint, I'm sure that shit will do good too.
Let me tell you something. I agree with you 100%. It's what they choose to drill into the people's minds. And, you know, sadly, you have so many quality artists out there with quality music, quality songs that could be played on the radio. And it could be balanced. Like, there's 24 hours in a day. It can be balanced.
Definitely.
Like, give everyone their equal amount dosage of fucking medicine. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have a beef with the world. But when you constantly running, all my friends are dead, 30 times a day.
Exactly.
You're drilling something into these young kids' minds that they can't fathom a concept. Like, I had five of my kids. I work with after school kids, and I had 5 of my kids explain to me what that song is about, and I got 5 different explanations.
Okay, that's interesting. So is that basically saying nobody knows what the hell it's about?
They don't know what the hell is going on. Okay. They know that he's talking about his friends are dead.
Yeah.
But they don't know what friends, and they don't know what's being said in the verses that leads up to these dead friends. Like, I feel like music is supposed to make sense. If I'm wrong, then, you know, let me be wrong, yo. But I thought songs were supposed to make sense.
At least the bulk of it. You know
the bulk of it,
like
at least.
Somebody wants to drop some different thing once in a while. It's
and
all right.
don't get me wrong, it's a catchy song. It's a very
catchy, definitely.
Catchy song, because even when I heard it, I'm like, oh, this shit is catchy. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like I'm giving him that Royce the 5'9" rate. Like, you ain't no Royce. You'll never be a Royce. But it's catchy. But it's not something that's going to make me say, all right, I'm going to go listen to the rest of your album.
Exactly. No, definitely not. Yeah.
Like, I'm not hating, but it's just not for me. This one song, I could tolerate.
Exactly.
It's
probably the best song on the album.
I could let my kids play it, and I could be in the house and be on some, you know, jamming with them. But it's not something that I'm going to say I'm intrigued to hear what else you have now. Now I listen to Forest Hill Drive, and I'm like you giving me hope still. You making me not want to give up. You know, so hip hop is very confusing right now. But hopefully we get it together, man. There's still a lot of people that's lobbying, and they want to truly see the art really come back to its purest form.
No doubt.
So, you know, and a lot of them are legendary people in the game that actually have say-so, and they have the power to make those type of calls. So, and, you know, the situation with me and Pete Rock, I feel like that's going to be one of them. You just had Royce do something with Premier, and that right there, I feel should be playing on the radio.
Prime too, exactly.
Prime
should be
time
on
right now.
Exactly.
Like that should be getting rotated right now. Because
you could definitely find a single off that joint that can be played on daytime radio.
You could pull 4 singles off of that joint and rotate it and get these kids something different to rhyme about. Because the same way you drill it into their heads with the Yachties and Uzis and the next and the thirds, if you drill that in the radio 30 times a day, the same way you did those guys, those kids will rhyme those lyrics. And then guess what? They'll start making sense out of these bars, because Royce is a very intelligent artist, yo. He's a very intelligent MC. And I respect him to the fullest. So, with that being said, I want that type of respect in hip-hop. I'm not, like I said, I'm not looking for no crowd. I'm not looking for nobody's throne that was sitting there already. That was for them. I want to build my own empire and be my own king in my own right. And people say, like, yo, you mastered your craft, bro. Nice. And you've done a great job.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big year for you. You got the mixtape, and you got the P-Rock collaboration album. You know, he's producing the whole thing, basically, right? You're rapping, he's producing the whole thing. Dope. Yeah. I love that, because that's bringing me back to the Camp Low days, to the you know, when he did the joints with Smith and Wesson shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everything P-Rock collaborates with, it comes out amazing. So that's dope, man. I'm excited for you as a Brooklyn dude who grew up in Brooklyn. I'm happy to see P-Rock giving back too, and linking up with the youth. And you're the new generation that I consider, not what's on being pushed on World Star, even though you was on World Star too.
I was on World Star.
All right.
I was on World Star.
Not talking the shit against World
Almost
Star.
Forgot about that.
How the hell did you get on World Star?
I don't fucking know.
Right.
I don't fucking know, man. Like
your hard work. That's how you went on World Star.
I guess that's exactly how I got on there. I was in a crib one day and I did a fucking Wu-Tang freestyle for Wu Wednesday.
Nice.
And I'm on Instagram and I get a DM and it's World Star and I'm like, what the fuck is World Star DMing me for? And whoever it was like, is it okay if we repost your freestyle on the page? And I'm like, go the fuck ahead.
That's great, yeah.
I know I ain't gonna get no fucking money for it, but the publicity is all good. And
how was the comments on that? Did you look?
Hell yeah, I looked at the comments, yo. Like, this is my thing, yo. Like, I'm a typical Brooklyn nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck, yo. Like, you're gonna crack jokes. Like, I crack jokes too. I crack jokes all day on Instagram, so I already know it's gonna come back. So it's not like a situation that's gonna fucking break me any. The simple fact that hundreds and thousands of views are being seen and people are seeing this shit, and then I got thousands of comments under this shit. Guess what? That's 1,000 people that commented.
Exactly. Different people.
1,000 people that saw me. That whether they said I look like fucking Chris Tucker or fucking Richard Sherman or whoever the fuck, yo. Like, I don't care, yo. Guess what? I made World Star. What the fuck have you done today, bitch?
Exactly.
So that shit was cool for me, yo. Like, it's like, I understand, like, I love jokes. Like, I don't mind making fun of myself.
You dish it out so you can take it?
Yeah,
That's what
I make fun of myself. I make fun of people. So when I see some of the jokes, I was dying laughing. Like, when somebody said I look like a young Richard Sherman, like they said a sick Richard Sherman, I was fucking dying laughing, yo. I'm like, yo, people are fucking cruel, yo, but they're fucking funny, yo. And at the same note, like, I could go back in and strike back, but I understand that's what it's about. This is what's gonna happen. I'd be mad if the comment section was zero.
Exactly.
That's when I'd be worried. Like, all right, nobody's commenting. So what's going on? I got 100 and something thousand views, but no comments. That's when you should be like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But when somebody actually took the time out to crack jokes on me, but here's the jewel of it: you didn't say anything about the fucking bars.
Couldn't hate on that, right?
You couldn't say anything about the bars, though. Because anyhow you'd have said something, the first thing I would have said is, do you fucking rap? And if you rap, let me fucking hear what you got. And then when I hear what you got, I'm going to make it my prime objective to pick you a fucking apart. You don't understand the psycho that you're dealing with. I'm around fucking legends. Buckshot is fucking crazy, let me tell you. Buckshot is fucking crazy. And when he talks, I listen and I ask questions. Because the crazy ones are the ones you need to listen to. They have it intact. The motherfuckers that haven't went crazy yet are the ones that don't know what's going on.
So what would he say basically? Go at him?
Buckshot, yo, let me tell you something. Buckshot is the type of person that's like, yo, whatever you feel you need to do, do that. Just know what is gonna happen behind it and be prepared for it. And you can't get it no straighter than that. And me personally, I feel like I have everything to win and nothing to lose. Because I'm nobody. I'm a cat on Instagram that built my page from 500 to 16,000 followers from grinding. And still there's so many people in the world that don't know who Spills is. And even me getting the platform, like the platform of Michael Rappaport, that's a big platform. People hit me every day. There's people that talk about me in the streets that I don't even know that's talking about me in the streets that I follow on Instagram.
Nice,
that don't comment on my shit or like my shit, but they're talking about me saying, yo, I'm hearing other people talking about Spills. And it's like, I'm not drawn to it. When I hear stuff like that, it's like, yo, back to work. I'm not, trying to, get information on who it is or what they're saying.
Your head too much
hell no, I got work to do. I have work to do.
And work, you mean your music, the mixtape, and the album.
And my family. And my family. Because at the end of the day, if my family is straight, I'm not doing this music shit. I'm not doing this. As much as I love music, like, I will never stop doing music. But if my family ain't straight, I'm not taking on music as an objective.
It's not priority. It's not priority.
Come on, my kids are my priority.
So another thing you're known for, besides a serial killer, is a Rubik's Cube video where you freestyle and you solve the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, that shit is a gift and a curse.
How did that how did that start? How did that happen? How did the Rubik's Cube? You were always messing with the Rubik's Cube?
No,
or?
it was on some dumb shit. I'm telling you, I walked in a Target. I'm shopping with my son, and me being the 80s, 90s baby, I see the Rubik's Cube, and I'm like, yo, fuck that. I'm buying this shit, and I'm gonna put this shit together. Yo. I remember as a kid, I did it one time, and when I did it, no one was around to see me do it, so it was like a fluke. Nobody would believe I did it, you know what I'm saying? And I did it, I actually did it, but no one was around, so I said, you know what, put myself to the test. So I buy this Rubik's Cube, I come home, I put the shit up, a couple of months later, I see the shit, I'm like, yo, bust this shit open, no instruction. I'm like, all right, Google. I see all these algorithms. Good thing, I like math. So I'm reading the shit and I'm breezing through it. Hour and 45 minutes in, this bitch is solved.
You got yours here today.
I'm like, oh, wow, right?
Is that the original, or you've been through a whole bunch of them
I've been through a whole bunch because it's addictive. Yeah. So, like, I'm sitting up there and I'm like, yo, I solved this shit and I keep solving it and it's like, I'm getting 2 minutes and 30 seconds, 2 minutes, a minute 45. So I look up and see that there's a faster way to solve it. So I start messing with that way. Okay. And next thing you know, I went from solving it in 2 minutes to 55 seconds.
Wow, that's a big, yeah.
And then after that, my personal best was like 18 seconds when I did it in Philly 1 year at a Cypher Circuit event.
Freestyle,
it's solved right now, right? But
let me see. Shit's crazy right here. Because I looked up directions too and I still can't do it.
It's like if you're not a math person, it's gonna mess your head up. You're gonna break that shit apart. You're gonna start popping out the pieces.
So I can mess this up for you right now. Don't make a difference,
it don't make a difference.
I was supposed to bring my own one today.
This is what I can guarantee. I'm so good at it now that I can guarantee I can solve it in under 60 seconds every time.
But why did you start doing it with freestyle videos? You started releasing it with like some of your videos.
Because I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I was messing with the cube, my cousin was also messing around with it too, and he was a little bit more advanced than me. And he showed me a video of the rapper Logic rhyming and solving the cube at the same time.
Okay.
And it was a lot of controversy with that when I first did my first video. And the crazy part was, when I first did my first Rubik's Cube video, Ironside Hex was the first one to repost my shit.
Who's that?
Ironside Hex is a dude from Detroit that, you know, he's very big in the Detroit hip hop community.
Okay.
With Eminem, you know, D12.
Okay, my bad, maybe. Okay, so he reposted it.
Yeah, he reposted it, and when he reposted it, that brought traffic towards me. And the reason why I did it, because when I saw Logic do it, you know, one, as a competitive MC, I'm like, yo, if he could do that shit, I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody saw him do it, and they were like, yo, he's an alien, he's not real for doing that, da-da-da. And I'm like, alien? I'm like, I could do that shit too.
This ain't that hard, yo. This ain't that hard.
So, my first challenge was I had to learn to solve the cube in under 60 seconds because that's all Instagram gave me.
Exactly, yeah.
So, it was learn to solve it in 60 seconds, or buddy, you can't talk shit. So, once I got comfortable and I knew that I could get under 60 seconds every time, I said, now here's the hard part. Having to rap and do this shit at the same time.
How do you get the brain to do
that?
Exactly.
That's not easy.
That's like doing this.
You know, I always joke with my coworkers and tell them that I'm autistic. Like, I'm autistic, like, to the point where, like, I listen to beats and instead of hearing the sounds, like, colors be flashing. Like, different colors flash. I don't know why. I thought like something was wrong with me, but I've learned to accept it over the years that I'm different. I'm just autistic like that. So rhyming, even just now, talking to you and doing it, it's like I'm talking to you, but I wasn't really talking to you. It's like my mind is guiding the words, but I'm focused on this.
Yeah, that's like it's like a split person brain or something split. Like you're able to do two things at once.
The way it was explained to me, like people were so amazed by it. They were like, "Yo, you don't understand what you're doing. You're using the left side and right side of your brain at the same time." And you know, for me, it just came natural to me, or I guess like it was just my determination in me, because I'm like, yo, fuck that. Before the day is over, I'm gonna make sure that I learn to solve this shit in under 60 seconds, and I'm gonna post a video on Instagram of me going in. And that day, I posted it, and it just became like a trend after that. So after that now, I start getting the Logic stands. Yo,
that's a controversy. That's when
Logic did it first, this and that, and I'm like, yo, Julius Erving fucking jumped from the free throw line before Michael Jordan.
Exactly. Yo, for real. Thank you.
Okay.
People act like they can't be several of the same. You know what I'm saying?
There's gonna be someone that inspires someone that inspires someone, and it's gonna keep going until the level just keeps rising. You understand what I'm saying? So when I looked at it, I said, yo, he inspired me to do that. It's not my fault that I was able to do it, that I didn't fail at it. I succeeded. So what? Applaud me. You know what I'm saying? It's, as opposed to saying like, yo, I bit off of the nigga. Guess what? Logic bit off of every other rapper that started rapping. Then, if that's the case, because he's a rapper now.
Maybe you shattered their image of God.
I guess that's what it was. Like they figured, like, you know what? I came and I upstaged their God. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it was the whole skin color thing, and I'm like, yo, this dude is half black. Like his dad is black. What are you guys talking about? It started getting into that, and I'm like, you know, people can never be satisfied. So I did one to one of Pete Rock's joint, and Pete Rock loved that shit and reposted it on his. And a fan, or what we thought was a fan, got and commented and was like, yo, Logic did that first.
Oh my God.
And Pete Rock, as soon as I started to type, before I could even hit send, Pete Rock had sent a comment back, and he said, well, you know what? Logic didn't get my attention. He did. And the dude didn't comment back. And Pete Rock, you know, Pete Rock was like, yo, in my eyes, I feel, you know, you have a better lyrical capability than he does. And, you know, Pete Rock is Pete Rock. If he feels that way, that's how he feels. Pete Rock, you're not gonna go against Pete Rock's ear for music. And he's not telling me this to tickle my fancy, because we don't have any history. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was built up from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? To the point where now, like, I could call Pete and have a conversation with Pete. You know what I'm saying? I could talk to Pete about
built our relationship,
personal things. You understand what I'm saying? So when he told me that, when he said that, it was like, whoa, like, of course in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I could, you know, hold a candle to Logic. If not even better. But to hear him say that, it was like, all right, he thinks very highly of me. So that didn't blow my head up, but it boosted me to work on my craft.
It's motivation, no doubt.
Yeah, like doubt. I gotta stay sharp.
To hear a legend tell you next, so you know, I like what you're doing.
I gotta be sharp.
You know, it can go to your head or it can go to your heart, where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna step my game up even more and drop amazing music. You know,
I had to be sharp, so.
Dope, man. So anything you want to say before we get into the freestyle session? You know what I'm saying? I know Spills is going to bless us.
Yeah, man. I mean,
anything you want to say? You know?
I just want everybody to, you know, just keep rocking. Look out for the projects this summer. It's going to be a big summer for me. You know what I'm saying? I thank everybody for being patient for this music. It's going to be well worth the wait. And I just want to shout out, you know, everybody that's been supporting me as far as, you know, social media, people that have been reposting my shit. It's a lot of people to go through, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows who they are, you know what I'm saying? From historian threads, from hooking me up with, you know, the Rap Lyrics Matter hoodies to, you know, the Brooklyn Minded crew over there, Duck Down, Michael Rappaport, Pete Rock, you know, etc. So,
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to let everybody know that it's going to be a real nice year for Crown Heights, Brooklyn. So,
no doubt. We're looking forward to it, man. We're looking forward to it. Let's get into it. I'm going to throw on some beats, all right?
See what I could do, man.
Right. Yeah. Spills on Freestyle Drive, CypherCircuit.com, writingincars.rappers.com. Make sure you check out all my previous episodes. This is season 3, episode 8, with Brooklyn's own King Spills.
You already know.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm the ghost of Sean Price and Chris Wallace. In a Rover, no mileage, a diploma, no college, but I'm sicker than most. All these funny style niggas, I ain't getting a joke, you're getting money. You need to try a different approach. When I'm sitting in first class, you sitting in coach. The coat check, they ain't checking his coat. I drive through with a weapon to go, like fast food made America's most. I'm that dude, the American hope. I hope rappers take notes. I'm a student of the game too. Party in the club with my pistol out in plain view. The hood too mixy. Every building got a slumlord. Niggas bust grips and care less about a gun charge. Me, I got the right to bear arms. I used to be afraid of the future. The fear's gone. Huh, these fake trappers making phony sales. Brush me and I push your wig back like a ponytail. I know you heard of that, cause this is murder rap. Grip the strap, niggas start singing like Roberta Flack. But here's some shit I never heard of. Rappers got R&B niggas pulling they skirt up. And I ain't got nothing to lose, I shoot everything. Focus on getting them green and blue Benjamins. Monopoly for property. Go ahead, shake the dice. Sound like renting cause the owners like to raise the price. Look, I'm just trying to get a fucking spot. Drop the mixtape, they was frontin' like it wasn't hot. I hear these underclass rappers and they whack bars. See me in the streets, they be imitating track stars. Had the sound of the gun, duck down. I ain't aiming this revolver to run. I'll leave you in the back street. No, this ain't a track meet. You be in the back seat, slump like that ass sleep. That was 44 bars, 22 was written. I go retarded on the radio, Cuba Gooden. I know I'm good and I'm better than all the rest of them. I get the best of them cause I'm working more than a Mexican.
Wow. King Spills, Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's how we do
Crown Heights, let's do it. I'm gonna throw in the other one, alright? Mr. Spills.
Go.
Yeah, Freestyle Drive. I'm Lebanese Ether. Got my man, Mr. Spills, in the car with me today. We in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. It's a big year for Mr. Spills. Spills. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm in tune with different tunes of music. The revelation of revolution, I move the movement. The Huey Newton of rap, black two in the back of the class, stating the facts. Relax, stupid. Let the truth be known, it's my year, born pimp. Man, I run through holes like diarrhea. When I pull up in that Pepto Benz with dark tints, drive slow. See the whole hood pause like dog prints. Hip hop, when this mixtape drop, it's game over. Nobody can force my hand, this ain't poker. Rappers wearing lipstick now and chain chokers, long hair. I mind my biz and stay focused. Protect my soul from bad energy. Only got a few good friends and mad enemies. Jealous of the life I live. Niggas bleed just like us, but just like Big, I got kids to feed. If it's trouble, I'll be on my way. But duck down, cause that Smith & Wesson on my waist, Survival of the fittest, that's the key to life. The flame spitter with the fire if you need a light.
Spills. This is Freestyle Drive. I'm Lebanese Ether. Make sure you go to writingandcauserappers.com to watch all our previous episodes. Got my man Spills, we in BK.
You know, BK representing. On the mic, I do it big, I done hypnotize listeners. Niggas catch feelings, attitude start switching up. Steady on my grind, but I don't really give a fuck. A T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, now let me hit the blunt. And I ain't here to front, funny how these niggas stunt. Got a long bitch that'll serve you like a waitress, son. No better than waiter, son. Heavy or skinny nigga, bury rap cats in the box, get the kitty litter. I'm willing to kill a nigga, yes I really mean it. Hit you with that cold flow, mama was anemic. The minute that you saw that, I already seen it. Got so much head, now my penis is a genius, the cleanest and the meanest. Hit him with that LD, whole stay checking, dog, you ain't gotta tell me. And when that loud get to stinking like some stale cheese, hold your breath tight, you're choking if you dare breathe. Spilluminati got my own secret society. Secret societies be trying to keep their eye on me. I harness all the truth, but they be trying to tell a lie to me. Crude mob deep, word to my nigga Prodigy. Praying on my downfall, I'm trying to get that victory. I channel Mr. Wallace, hit the chronic, then I rip the beat. Nigga, I can spit for weeks, months at a time too. All black everything. Every time we ride through, everybody die fool. It's all about the Benjamins. My nigga Ron from Tucson, I'm about to send him in. Gloria from Astoria, we went to war with her. She been on the lam, all her people's in the corridor. These bullets had you coughing up or calling up the officers. I'm calling up the officers, asking where the bosses is. Look what I brought to this, thrill and excitement. I'm strange and I'm frightening, dark but enlightening. I move like a Viking, kicking down the door, no warning. I had your kids pissing on the floor, them niggas niggas fronted you bricks, you ain't paid them yet. I'm trying to push 900s, they ain't made them yet.
Wow. Woo! Spills, yeah. Brooklyn. Crown Heights, no doubt. That,
Yo.
Woo! I gotta listen to that over and over to get all the references.
All of them.
Can't do that right now. I'm driving. Yeah.
I got one more for you.
No doubt. Let's do it.
And I gotta make my tracks.
Yeah. Brooklyn, baby. Got my man King Spills with me.
You already know.
Freestyle Drive. FreestyleDrive.com for all my previous episodes.
Okay. Spit fire in the winter till it's back to summer. I deliver without a tracking number. Everybody's the devil, even the pastor frontin'. So when they ask for collection, I'm never passing nothing. Where do I fit in with all these different religions? And I ain't talking about jeans you bought in a district. Niggas is anxious, I hear them forcing they lyrics. And all these popular radio stations force you to hear it, Lord knows. All the gimmicks and the schemes for getting they streams. Rappers playing mascots for professional teams. I'm the reason hip-hop ain't as dead as it seems. And every day's a nightmare in America's dream. When you poppin', these haters aim for the neck, but like most of them couldn't write, so I made them skate to the left for real. I'm cleaning up, so I'm getting rid of these vultures, cause international rappers ain't representing the culture. It ain't about designer, a little Yada or Uzi. At 21, I was savage, the dealers try to recruit me, and I was getting money in multicolourful Fugees and bitches who never liked me. I watch and turn into groupies for cash, and ain't impressed with these women shaking the asses. I'm quick to cheat on the actress like rappers cheat on their taxes.
Wow. Spills, yeah. Damn. Bars, yeah. Brooklyn, Crown
Freestyle
Heights.
Drive.
Thank you so much, Spills. Appreciate you being on the show, man.
Thank you, man.
Where can people check you out online? What's the best place?
You can check me out. My Instagram, KingSpillsBK. You can check me out on YouTube, Mr.Spills.
You got a bunch of videos there.
Got a bunch of videos up there. SoundCloud / Mr. Spills for latest music. You can go check my iTunes. I'm on Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, all those platforms. And definitely look out for the next projects coming out. That's going to be basically available on every social media platform you could think of. So.
Yeah, the mixtape first, and the album with P-Rock this summer. Looking forward to it. Also, the Serial Killer series. You can check it on Instagram.
Life of a Serial Killer.
Life of a Serial Killer. Make sure y'all check it out. That shit is hilarious, dope, and everything. You know what I'm saying? Make me feel like eating all types of cereal that I shouldn't be eating. That's how good you finessing it. You know? He needs a check. He needs a check.
I need that check. General Mills, Kellogg's, Post. Y'all owe me.
It's coming.
Big time.
Man. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on all the success.
Thanks,
looking forward to more success in the future, my brother. All right? Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Check y'all out next time. Peace.
Peace.